What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So we are finally getting some good news. Lawmakers are actually asking the questions that many people have been begging them to answer here on this channel. So I want to bring that to your attention because this is very good news regarding stimulus checks. So at the end of this video, do me a favor, go ahead, hit that like button, but also share this video with your friends and family over on Facebook because we are diving into a lot of stuff in this particular video. So let's get right into it. First, lawmakers are demanding more stimulus checks for a very interesting reason. And again, I've been telling you this for a while, but this is them finally asking the questions that we are demanding answers to. They say that other stimulus doesn't get used quick enough and it puts too much pressure on others to distribute the funds. So here's what they're saying. They are telling us right now that it doesn't make sense to keep sending additional stimulus funds, whether it's from the $1.2 trillion infrastructure package, which that's mostly just infrastructure, or the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill that is also known as the stimulus package. They're saying it doesn't make sense to take this money and to start allocating it to different places, spreading it so thin, and then using all those different agencies and programs to then send out the money to the American people or wherever it's needed. Just to give you an idea how things are working. Right now, we got reports that of the $47 billion in rental assistance, only about $6 billion has gone out over the past 8 months. That's not great. There's $44 billion from hospitals, nursing homes, and other healthcare providers that has gone unspent. There's another $8.5 billion for rural medical help that is still unused. Billions of unemployment money didn't get spent because 26 states decided to opt out early. That's not great. Billions in business grants are still sitting. People do not want them. People do not need them. And where's this money going? Nowhere. It's just sitting there. And there's still hundreds of billions of dollars that went to state and local governments that states right now are still waiting to spend. They don't know what they should spend the money on because many states, according to them, are waiting to see what gets taken care of in the next infrastructure bill before they decide where they want to spend their portion of that $350 billion that was allocated to them through the last stimulus package, the American Rescue Plan of $1.9 trillion. So here's what we know. Many lawmakers say that getting a stimulus check out to the American people is so much faster, it can happen within weeks. It is not that difficult for the IRS to send out stimulus checks. We've already done it 3 times. So doing it one additional time for a 4th stimulus check would be no problem. But again, these are what they're saying. They're telling us what we want to hear. They're telling us, yeah, we hear you. We understand that the other programs are not sending out the billions of dollars that we allocated to the American people and to these certain programs. They're not sending it out quick enough, but stimulus checks do. But then we look around and, oh, where's that stimulus check bill? Oh, that's right. Nobody's writing one. That's a problem. But the good news is they're finally asking the question, and this is why many are pushing for a 4th stimulus check, another round of stimulus checks, as opposed to breaking up the hundreds of billions of dollars, trillions of dollars actually, in funding for all these different priorities. They say, yes, all these things are important. However, some are saying if we give the American people the money, give the American people that stimulus check, they will spend it. It will get funneled into these different programs eventually. Could take time, but it would get there eventually. So that is the good news as of today, is that yes, more lawmakers are discussing that yes, let's give the American people a stimulus check because that's the quickest way to get the money into the hands of the American people, to get the funds distributed across the nation, right, equally, is to give it to the American people. Let's not go and send it all to California and Texas and New York. Let's not do that. Let's distribute the money fairly and evenly to the American people. But again, I don't know if that's going to happen, but there are talks on that. So I just wanted to leave you with that. But let's get into the next update for today. Out of the 26 states that terminated unemployment benefits early, the records are showing that 7 out of 8 people didn't even find a new job by August. They didn't even find a new job by August. So 1 out of every 8 people found a job. That's horrible. That is horrible. Experts say that cutting back benefits in a time when millions are relying on this income as their only source of income, this is just going to cause an economic downturn. We're already seeing, yes, President Biden and the Biden administration are saying that the economy is recovering, we're rebounding and things are going great. However, that's not the case. In many, many states, we aren't seeing a rebound. We're not seeing a recovery. It's actually slowing down, and things could completely go the opposite direction with COVID cases increasing. There's actually a new variant that has been discovered, and I'll address that at the end of this video. And with unemployment benefits being pretty much running out and expiring in just 5 days. And then we got the eviction moratorium that was supposed to last until October 3rd, but that was ruled that no, that's not legal. So we have a lot of issues. We also have a housing crisis going on right now. The Biden administration, they want to boost home construction to actually counter the booming home prices in the current market. Currently, there's a shortage of homes, and you've probably seen that, and that's not probably, but that is what is causing the housing market boom and prices to soar. But housing experts predict that we could see this continuing rise in prices until there's more supply that would outweigh the demand. Here's what I can tell you. They predict this is going to take anywhere from 3 to 5 years. So over the next 3 to 5 years, we could see home prices continue to climb. That won't be great for first-time home buyers. That won't be great for people that are on a fixed income. That will not be great for people that are, paid the minimum wage or fairly close to it. You will have to own assets in order to thrive in this next market. The problem right now is there's a labor shortage as well as a supply shortage. And this is only going to, make things even more difficult for the housing market. President Biden, he does have a plan though. His plan is to boost production of houses by 100,000 over the next few years. Here's the issue there. Experts are saying we're not short 100,000 houses. We are short roughly 7 million homes. And this could take years. This could take years to build 7 million homes. But again, we'll have to wait and see. As I know more there, I promise I will fill you in on that update as well. And I just want to point out, I just want to thank you guys for always asking the questions down in the comment section. I try to answer as many as I can. Sometimes I can't even get to very many because there's so much spam. So I try to filter that out. And then obviously, I do 2 to 3 videos a day. So again, I just want to thank you guys for doing that and also hitting that like button and subscribing so that I can continue to keep you updated on what is currently going on. But let's continue with the update. Last Friday, residents of California, they started to receive their second round of their Golden State stimulus checks. This is great news. This went to about 2/3 of Californians. Well, in the first round, about $354 million was distributed from the first wave of checks, and that's really good. That helped out a lot of people. The second round of Governor Newsom's plan is to distribute about $12 billion in COVID relief. Here's something I want to just keep, I just want to kind of mention this because residents are actually upset that they are getting these Golden State stimulus checks at this time, at the end of October or at the end of August. They're upset about this. Here's the reason why. They say that at a time when we are just 2 weeks away from the recall election, which is going to happen on September 14th in California, they are now saying that this could simply be a ruse by Governor Newsom to buy votes to keep him in office. And some are upset because they do not want him to remain in office. They think California is struggling and that they need new leadership. Remember, 2 out of every 3 residents are going to receive this $600 check. Children are going to receive a $500 stimulus check. And so yes, this could be used to buy votes. This was one of the things that many Democrats were fighting against when former President Donald Trump was trying to get a $600 stimulus check to the American people. When they were fighting him when he wanted to see a $2,000 stimulus check. because they said he was just trying to buy votes. And so they pretty much halted that. Well, this is exactly what we're seeing now from Democrats, is that, yeah, the checks are going out and it's going to look great for Governor Gavin Newsom. But for those that don't want him in office, they're worried that he's just buying votes. And I bring this up because California, I bring up California for this one main reason. They have a lot of extra money to spend, a lot. They have billions of dollars in additional funding, in a surplus. Yet the American taxpayers, you and I, if we do not live in California, even if we do, we will be helping to foot the bill for an additional $44 billion that California will receive from the $1.2 trillion infrastructure plan. Yes, California is going to receive about $44 billion from the $1.2 trillion plan. Well, that's if this finally passes, which as of right now, it's not, but we'll see what's going on there. I'll address this in just a minute because Senator Bill Cassidy, he has something to say about this. Now, if you live in California, let me just ask you this question. Do you feel that these checks are being used to buy your votes? And if you do not live in California, how do you feel about a state getting $44 billion in funding for infrastructure when they have tens of billions of dollars from a budget surplus that they're just holding on to? They're hoarding. And then they're going to give it back to the residents in a time when we are going to see a recall election? I don't know. I don't live in California, but this makes me a little bit upset that they're doing it at this time. I'm grateful. I think it's great that the state is finally giving back to the residents. But in a time like this, I don't know. It's one of those kind of sticky situations. But again, I'm thankful, even though I don't live there, I am thankful that a state is giving back to their residents. I think that is great in a time like this. It's just the timing that has me a little bit uneasy. Now, let's talk about the South, okay? Because in the South and with Hurricane Ida, or after Hurricane Ida, what we're seeing is that more than 1 million people are still without power. President Biden did say just to hang tight, help is on the way, but right now, there's an expected heat wave to come within, which is going to happen very soon. We're going to see the temperatures go above 105 degrees. Now, the experts are worried that this is going to leave millions of people without a way to cool off, and this could actually lead to additional deaths. So that's not great news there. But speaking of Hurricane Ida, Senator Bill Cassidy, he actually had a bunch to say, not really regarding the hurricane, but regarding infrastructure and the $1.2 trillion bill, Nancy Pelosi in the House of Representatives. Senator Bill Cassidy said that he's very frustrated with the House of Representatives and Speaker Pelosi for not voting on the $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill. He says that there's billions of dollars in funding for repairs and the electrical grid, that this would actually help residents of Louisiana and Mississippi today if passed. So he urges the House of Representatives to come back early. Do not wait until September 20th. Come back early, vote on this bill, get it passed so that residents can see help. Again, I don't know if that's going to happen. Now in COVID news, according to the World Health Organization, they are monitoring a new COVID variant called Mu. It's MU. They say that this has mutations. Again, this is key. This has mutations that have the potential to evade immunity that comes from a previous infection or the COVID vaccine. I will read that again. The World Health Organization, the WHO, they say that Mu has the mutations that have the potential to evade immunity that comes from previous infections or the COVID vaccine. So just so you have an idea, if you have the vaccine or you have been infected at some point with COVID, this variant, according to them, has the potential to evade immunity. That is not good. That means this is deadlier. This is more contagious than the Delta COVID variant. So just keep that in mind. This was first identified in Colombia. However, according to reports, there has been confirmed that this is in at least 39 other countries as well. So this is not great news regarding COVID. This is good news regarding stimulus. We're getting more news regarding lawmakers, what they're planning regarding the infrastructure bill as well. So again, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and fill you in on all the latest news and updates. Again, if you can do me a huge favor, do your friends and family a huge favor as well. Fill them in on what's going on, or just share this video with them on Facebook so they too know what is happening and they can stay updated on everything that's currently going on as well. So again, just want to thank you guys. If you go ahead and do that, could you do me a favor as well? Hit that like button. It really does help out the channel. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.